Welcome to Live at Pat's Crib, a monthly jam session featuring some of Virginia's finest jazz performers, available on demand from YouTube. Tonight, it's a house band show consisting of Ben Peters on sax, Steve Rabson on keys, Jorge Rosario Cruz on bass, and yours truly, Pat Bergen on drums and vocals. Our jazz club of the month is Jazz St. Louis. And so, without further ado,
sunny yesterday, my life was filled with rain. Sunny, you smiled at me and you really eased the pain. The dark days are gone, the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere, sunny one so true. I love you. Sunny, thank you for the sunshine bouquet. Sunny, thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave to me your all in all.
now I feel 10 feet tall. Sunny one, so true.
I love you. Ben Peters. Let's hear one from Steve. Sonny, thank you for the truth you made me see. Sonny, thank you for the facts from A to Z. My life was torn by the wind-blown sand. Man, a rock was formed when we held hands. Sonny, one so true. I love you. Man, I love you. Man, I love you. Sonny! That was a great hit from the mid-1960s. It made all the pop charts. And what we did was we took Frank Sinatra's version of it and changed it to a little quartet version. We hope you enjoyed that. It kicks off live at Pat's Crib. We have a house band here tonight. And let me introduce them to you over here. Ben, what's his name? Ben Peters on saxophone. On piano, our old buddy Steve Rabson is back with us. And we have Jurg on bass. He spells his first name J-R-G now. Or is that what it is? Jurg? Jorge Rosario Cruz over here on bass. All right, this is a special Pat's Crib. Boy, we had a heck of a time putting this thing together. It took me a good 6 weeks to get everything put together for this. But we're going to have a good time with our house band tonight. Each of our guys is going to choose some songs that they want to do. And I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to take you up to our Jazz Club of the Month. So hang on for that. Coming up on Live at Pat's Crib. Any day now, I will hear you say goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. Then my wild, beautiful bird, you will have flown. Any day now, I'll be on my own. Any day now, when your restless eyes meet someone new, and to my sad surprise, then the blue shadows will fall all over town. Any day now, love will let me down. I shouldn't want to keep you if you don't want to stay. But until you're gone forever, I'll keep holding on to dear life, holding you this way, begging you to stay any day now. When the clock strikes go, you'll call it off. And then my tears will flow. Then the blue shadows will fall all over town. Any day now, love will let me down. Love will let me down. Don't fly away, my beautiful bird. No, don't fly away, my beautiful bird.
Our Jazz Club of the Month is in St. Louis, Missouri, which really, when you come right down to it, was at the very forefront of what became the jazz we listen to today. This was back in the early 20th century, as early as 1914 when Jelly Roll Morton came to town, and then later, 5 years later, it was Louis Armstrong, who really, when you come right down to it, was probably the first true jazz musician. Jazz at the Bistro was an organization in St. Louis, started in 1995. By the time Jazz at the Bistro came along, the number of jazz venues in St. Louis had declined considerably, so it was a welcome addition to the music scene there. The late Barbara Rose and Peter Bunce began presenting jazz musicians of both international and local fame, and it was a small club, very intimate atmosphere. Barbara passed away in 1998. Gene Dobbs Bradford was then chosen to lead the organization, and he started to expand the musical styles and built the education and community programs, which are now very much a part of that. Jazz St. Louis is attempting to be a leader in showcasing all of these different unique and diverse jazz styles and performers. They share, however, the heritage which was embodied in jazz music from the very beginning, 1914, 1915, right around in there, through today. The name of the organization, by the way, was originally Jazz at the Bistro. It's now called Jazz St. Louis. And there was an $8 million capital campaign in the earlier part of this decade, actually 2014 or so. The bistro and the adjacent building were renovated and now are called the Harold and Dorothy Stewart Center for Jazz. Now, Jazz St. Louis, if you want to go and watch some acts there, charges a cover charge. But there's a place next door called Nancy's Jazz Lounge. It's a no reservations needed bar and lounge. They serve the same food that you would get next door, while they allow you to watch the thing on this huge 90-inch TV. They stream the show from next door and you get to see it for free, no cover charge. And there you have it. That's the story. If you go to St. Louis, you're going to want to take that one in. Now, back to the music. Don't forget the monthly jam session at Curitiba Cafe in downtown Fredericksburg. Some of the finest jazz musicians, professional and amateur alike, join together to kick out some seriously sweet jams from 7 to 11 p.m. or until they turn the lights out on us. See you there. Don't forget the monthly jam session at Curitiba Cafe in downtown Fredericksburg. Some of the finest jazz musicians, professional and amateur alike, join together to kick out some seriously sweet jams from 7 to 11 p.m. or until they turn the lights out on us. See you there. Well, that wraps things up for another edition of Live at Pat's Crib. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you'll join us again next month. We'll have all new performers and all new songs. In the meantime, if you are a jazz musician and you'd like to join us at our monthly jam session, it's every second Thursday of the month at Curitiba Cafe in downtown Fredericksburg. Bring your instrument, bring your voice, or if you just want to sit and enjoy the music, please feel free to do that. So until next month on Live at Pat's Crib, we'll see you then.